what happened to Anakin Skywalker's first lightsaber following Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones? So I'll give you the short answer and the long answer. I'll give you guys the short answer first if you want to save a little time, and the long answer if you want a little more explanation and analysis. So the short answer is, well, he loses the lightsaber right kind of in the middle of the movie, a little maybe toward the end, when he and Padme go to Geonosis to try to rescue Obi-Wan Kenobi. So they end up in this battle droid foundry. There's all these things going around. Padme's dumped into that little tub thing where she's going to get like molten stuff poured onto her, but she gets rescued. Anyway, Anakin has his own trouble. There's like, he's on this assembly line thing, and he gets his hand trapped inside this mechanism. He can't pull it out at all, and then there's these chopper things coming, and they chop just around him, barely missing, and they're able to kind of free the part near his hand that had been trapped. So he's able to slide his hand out, but unfortunately in that chopping process, his lightsaber had been cut almost in half and is no longer functional. It sort of sparks a little bit to signify that it's no longer functional. And that's kind of the end of that. He can't use the lightsaber anymore. He and Padme are, shortly after that, captured by Jango Fett and company, and we never see the lightsaber again. So presumably Jango Fett confiscated it, just in case it would work. Maybe there's a slight chance Anakin still kept it somehow. Probably not, though. But yeah, that's the last we see of the lightsaber, last we know of the lightsaber. And it seems pretty final, since the lightsaber was broken and the blade was not able to be emitted from it. Long answer is a little more complicated, and the long answer kind of more involves the significance of this lightsaber in the movie and in the Star Wars series as a whole. So visually, this first lightsaber of Anakin's is a bridge between his Graflex lightsaber that we know he'll use in Revenge of the Sith and his Darth Vader lightsaber that he'll later use. So his Episode 2 lightsaber, it looks sort of like a light side version, actually, of his Darth Vader lightsaber. So it's just a small visual foreshadowing of his future, but the grips and things are similar design to the Graflex saber. So yeah, it ties all of those together. Also, during the film, it serves as a pretty important plot device in several different scenes. So he's using the lightsaber in the beginning of the movie. So he and Obi-Wan chase after Zam Wesell, who attempted to assassinate Padme. And Anakin's being all like, rebellious and kind of doing his own thing, and that's when he does that whole like, if you'll excuse me, and jumps over the side of the speeder to chase after Zam. And he lands on the speeder that she's on. He cuts open the speeder with his lightsaber, but then as she's trying to like maneuver the speeder to get him off, the lightsaber kind of tumbles out of his hand. And so for a second, at least a split second as a viewer, you're thinking, well, maybe that's how he loses it, but nah, that would be too easy, and that's way too early in the film. So lightsaber tumbles through the air, Obi-Wan catches it, and it's kind of like a skilled baseball outfielder. You just think, man, how did he catch it? But he has Jedi reflexes, so he has that going for him. And that kind of foreshadows to the viewer within the film that Anakin is clearly going to lose the lightsaber. And it also represents his recklessness. Like, that's pretty reckless as a Jedi Knight to kind of just let the lightsaber slip out of your hands like that. And it shows he's kind of brash and young and needs a little more experience under his belt, because Obi-Wan saves him essentially by catching the lightsaber and returning it to him. And Obi-Wan has that line, next time try not to lose it. So, okay, thanks, that's helpful. Anyway, then, fast forward to back to that scene I talked about earlier, the droid foundry scene, and, well, when his arm is trapped and the lightsaber gets cut. A few things are going on. First of all, it's kind of interesting that the lightsaber is destroyed by this machinery. This machinery is not even fighting him. Like, Anakin just happens to be caught up on this assembly line thing, and the machines are running, and so he's trying to stay out of the way. It's not like he loses the lightsaber during a duel or anything. It's very kind of mundane and also actually quite reckless. The other thing that's happening when his hand is trapped, it's another kind of fake out moment or foreshadowing of the future loss of his hand. So his hand is trapped and you see the chopper things and you know his hand is in there. So as a viewer, you're kind of like, oh, is this the way he loses his hand? And it doesn't happen, but he does lose the lightsaber. So getting the lightsaber cut like that kind of foreshadows a little bit later in the film when he's going to lose the hand entirely, but it also reinforces his kind of Padawan or apprentice recklessness. And he also says immediately following that, not again, Obi-Wan's going to kill me. So the main thing he's worried about with his lightsaber breaking like that is Obi-Wan being displeased. And then that line, Obi-Wan's going to kill me, is also a little jab at their future lightsaber duel where, well, Obi-Wan could have killed him. So a lot of little kind of inside jokes mixed in with this lightsaber and little visual importance to it and a variety of things. So it's kind of fun that they did that. You almost think, well, they could have just had him using the Graflex lightsaber for episode 2 and 3, but I think they wanted this lightsaber to represent sort of part of his transition over to the dark side, because he loses the lightsaber, he loses his hand. A lot of stuff he's doing with the lightsaber is very brash and impulsive, so it's sort of an extension of himself and his personality. And by the end of this film, he's definitely started turning the corner toward the dark side. You know, between him slaughtering the Tusken Raiders, to him defying the Jedi by marrying Padme, to him losing his hand. That's all kind of tied in with this, but let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about his Star Wars Episode 2 lightsaber, the one that Anakin uses for just this one movie?